Today in court, on Tuesday, June 17th, we heard from sort of a hodgepodge of witnesses, including DNA evidence presented. We talked to a friend, we heard from a florist, and we also got some computer evidence. Interesting testimony from Benjamin Pryor. He was a friend of both Neil and Rachel's when they were in college. And he talked a little bit about their relationship, but he also described how Neil talked to him and another friend, Dashiell Munding, about what happened back in the States. And basically what Neil told them, according to Pryor, was that he found Rachel and Lillian in Hopkinton, considered suicide by knife, decided against it, decided to drive to the in-laws, the Matarazzos, in Carver to get a gun to kill himself there, decided against that, and then he told them that he actually went to Priscilla Matarazzo's work, and Priscilla is Rachel's mom, told her what had happened. They grieved for a little bit, then he called police, and then he decided to leave because he felt kind of out of place, and he came to London, to England. Some of that conflicts with what we've heard from other testimony. Rachel's mom, Priscilla, said that she never heard from Neil at all. The police said that they never got 911 calls, so it's a little bit different than the events that we've been presented with otherwise. We also heard from the other friend, Dashiell Munding. He also talked about the arrest. The day of the arrest, he actually was walking Neil to the train, got a phone call from the London police. Neil was on his way back to Worksop, where his parents live, and he testified that when he got that phone call, Neil asked him if there was any other way off the platform. We also heard from Lawrence James of the Medford Police Department, and he's a computer forensics expert. And he talked about how someone had looked on Google on Neil's laptop computer and searched for the phrase, "how to kill with a knife." And that search happened on January 16th, which was 4 days before the murder. And we also heard from a state DNA expert, Laura Bryant. She had continued her testimony today. And what she said is that Neil's DNA was found on the grip of the gun, Rachel's DNA was found on the barrel of the gun, and Joe Matarazzo, Rachel's father-in-law, his DNA was found on the trigger of the gun. Semen cells were determined to be on the inside of Rachel's underwear, and that matched up with the DNA of Neil. And then in terms of the florists, there were two florists that talked about Neil's phone call to them to make arrangements to get some flowers to the funeral of Rachel and Lillian. They talked about the details of that. So tomorrow, on Wednesday, we are going to hear continued testimony from Lawrence James. He's that police officer. He did not get very far into his testimony today. And just a note that on Wednesdays, it's a half day of testimony, so there will be no lunch break, and they will actually conclude at 1 o'clock.